Picture this. The very balance of the universe is completely tipping. We're talking ancient times, where the very fabric of reality wasn't just threatened by some physical army, but by this totally suffocating wave of fear and injustice. Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving headfirst into an absolutely epic narrative. We're talking cosmic battles, divine manifestation, and a timeless truth that still echoes today. We're going to explore Naari Shakti, that fierce divine feminine power, through the incredible ancient lens of Ma Durga.
All right, let's just get right into it. The power of Ma Durga resides within every woman. Now, that is not just some pretty poetic opening line, okay? It's the absolute core of what we're looking at today. You know, we so often look at ancient mythology as this distant thing, stuff that happened way back then to gods and monsters up in the clouds. But this story, it totally flips the script. It tells us that this isn't just ancient history. It's a living, breathing reality right now.
Part 1. Durga's Divine Manifestation.
So to really grasp this, we got to go back to the very beginning. The spark for this immense power, it wasn't just random. It happened because injustice and fear had essentially grown to an unsustainable level across the world. We're talking a crisis of absolute darkness. And the heavens? They couldn't just fight this one-on-one, so the powers of the gods actually had to unite. They brought all that energy together into one single, concentrated, blinding force. And boom. From that incredible unification, Ma Durga manifested. She was literally the ultimate solution born out of the ultimate crisis. It's such a powerful reminder, right? That sometimes the absolute greatest strength only shows up when things seem incredibly dark.
Part 2. The End of Mahishasura. Now, she didn't just appear out of nowhere to go sit on a comfy throne. No, she manifested specifically to face this terrifying demon, Mahishasura. But here is where the story gets super fascinating. When we think of these epic mythological showdowns, we're usually picturing clashing swords and arrows completely blocking out the sun, right? But get this, she took down a powerhouse like Mahishasura using 3 very specific things: courage, patience, and self-confidence. Sure, the mythology describes this massive physical war, but her actual weapons, the things that literally secured the win, were completely internal. They were psychological and spiritual traits. She didn't win just because she was physically stronger. She won because she was mentally and emotionally unbreakable.
Part 3. True power is within.
Okay, so the dust has settled on the cosmic battlefield. The demon is totally defeated. But what does that actually mean for you and me today? Well, we have to look past the external power, the myth, the glowing weapons, the cosmic monster fights. Because the internal power, that is the real takeaway here. True strength is not external. You literally don't need to summon lightning from the sky because the ultimate power source is already located entirely within you. The modern woman's spirit is that exact same energy that defeated Mahishasura. It's just operating on a different battlefield today.
Every hardship is a test, not a defeat. Let's just sit with that for a second. When you're facing an insurmountable obstacle at work, or maybe a devastating personal crisis, it absolutely feels like a defeat, doesn't it? It feels like the world is crashing down. But if you hold the power of Durga inside you, then a hardship is really just a modern-day Mahishasura showing up in your life. It is not there to destroy you, it's there to test you, to force you to tap into your own inner strength. It is an opportunity to access that divine power you already have sitting right there.
So how exactly do you pass that test? Well, it happens when a woman recognizes 3 specific traits within herself: self-respect, belief, and courage. And hey, really pay attention to that word, recognizes. That means you don't have to just magically create them out of thin air. They're already built in. You need the self-respect to know your worth, the belief to completely trust your capacity, and the courage to actually take that step forward. When you harness these specific traits, you can conquer literally every single challenge life throws at you. You emerge victorious, exactly like Durga did. Part 4. Power, compassion, and change. If this ancient power truly lives within you, then who are you really? Listen, you are not just a woman. You are the living, breathing embodiment, the Sajiv Roop of 3 incredible forces: power, the sheer strength to overcome any demon in your way; compassion, the divine grace to heal the world around you; and change, that unstoppable kinetic energy that transforms fear straight into victory. You aren't just sitting here listening to a story about some ancient goddess. If you're following this explainer, you are the living continuation of that very same divine energy. Which brings us to one final, really important thought. The mythology, we've explained it. The ancient metaphor is officially decoded. And those tools, the courage, the patience, the belief, the self-respect, they are already right there in your hands. So, the only question left for you is this: how will you wield your inherent power, compassion, and ability to create change in your own life today?